But while you talk about the idea that there shouldn't be politics and it should be, kind of almost bipartisan consensus, and that has been the case largely this time around from the opposition, not so much from the BJP. I mean, the BJP has been very clear in politicizing this from the jump. There are all these propaganda videos and tweets on their social media claiming credit for the attack, saying that look at what happened under the Congress time, Congress soft on terror, etc., etc. They don't seem to have gotten the memo.
No, as I've said on social media myself, that's deeply deplorable, and I've urged them to delete it. This is
They
not
haven't
a time.
yet.
They haven't yet, no. But this is not the time to do this kind of stuff. I mean, petty political point scoring is something which all parties will do when it suits them to. When there is an election, I'm sure that they will try and use all of this. To be honest, right now, there is no particular justification in using a moment of national crisis to do petty point scoring against your political opponents. It applies to them, it applies to us.
But it wasn't just the IT cell, Shashi Tharoor. I mean, even the Prime Minister, in the immediate aftermath of Pahalgam, is in Bihar campaigning on the issue, does not attend the all-party meeting, is there drumming this up from an electoral stage, from a political stage. That's. I mean, this is not a secret. It's out in the open.
I'm not terribly happy about the fact that politics comes into a matter of national security. I mean, that applies to whoever does it.
The other concern is that while, of course, you're right that there has to be a certain degree of, for lack of a better word, consensus or restraint in how we raise questions at a time like this. We are a democracy. We're a civilian democracy. We're not a quasi-militarized, quasi-democracy like Pakistan. To use this time to stifle dissent, to stifle questions. We've already seen a website like The Wire had to be temporarily sort of shut down.
Came back again, though.
Came back again. About 8,000 handles. X says, the Indian government says take them down. A number of people were, cases of sedition against them. That's terrible.
Yeah. Again, this is something I tweeted about when it happened. I think it's unfortunate. I think one of the things that distinguishes us from our enemies is that we should be, and we are, a land where there is a free interplay of a variety of voices. I just felt that those of us in responsible positions in opposition parties should stand with the government. But I certainly expected that in our democracy there would be voices of various kinds critical of what's going on there. The classic peaceniks, the candles at Wagah Brigade will always be there. There is certainly going to be people who don't like the militarization, as it were, of our national endeavors.
Yes.
And there are those who believe that either taking lives or losing lives is never justifiable in any circumstances. Those voices would have been there. But I am not saying that there's anything wrong with that. Let them say their thing. But let us not give them the legitimacy of an opposition party harping on those things. Let us right now stand with the government. And when it's all over, when peace, durable peace, not a violated peace like we have right now, but when a durable peace settles down, let us then start discussing all of this in a constructive way.
But you do, I mean, I saw that you also tweeted about The Wire and so on. And that's worrying because that's not necessarily something which has happened now. It's been the story of the past decade that you've had a stifling of media voices across the board.
Wire has never been shut down before. I mean, this is the decision was made in using the excuse of war that this would undermine the morale of the forces, kind of thing. And there was, I would say, for whatever it was worth, there was apparently some uncorroborated dispatch on The Wire, which when taken down, got the ban lifted. So, I mean, I really don't speak for the government. I don't speak for The Wire. I'm very glad it was settled very quickly. But I do want to say that I think it's unfortunate that the government should even feel a need to shut down an Indian site, because it is precisely, in fact, I've often heard the Prime Minister say how much opposition is what legitimizes democracy.
He does say that, but there's a gap between words and action. We're not going to get into a separate conversation. There's not the time to talk about the state of Indian democracy. That's another conversation.